Well, hey, gang.
What's going on, guys?
It's we're back with Here's the Deal. There's been no deal for like 2 months.
No deal since June. And I've missed it. Mm-hmm. Chez has missed it. And we know you've all missed us.
Yep.
So
exactly.
We're here to give you the deal.
We've got Brittany on board over here, too.
Hey, guys. We're back.
And
Brittany's
Brittany,
ready for the deal.
you know, she's kind of quiet, but I think you were getting into some mischief this last weekend.
Don't let Brittany Connors fool you, folks.
You know,
she's getting married when?
October 7th.
October 7th. Everybody give Brittany a round of applause on that.
Thank you.
And she had a wild bachelorette party this weekend.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, first, we stayed in a haunted hotel, which might sound crazy to most people.
That's not a thing. Those don't exist.
They do. And I thought it was awesome. It was like a dream come true for me.
Wow.
So say what you want.
Did any doors open or lights turn on? Or
an elevator moved like we were on a boat. It felt like we were in the middle of the ocean. That was strange. My aunt was in the downstairs of the hotel in the restroom. There was no one down there, and she said a shadow walked past her stall.
I bet it did.
And she didn't even believe in anything, and she was freaked out. And that used to be the morgue of the old hospital. So say what you will, Sarah.
So who decided to book a hotel at that creepy establishment?
That would be me. And my family and I, my aunt, my mom, my sister, we've always wanted to stay at this place. We had originally booked an Airbnb in Port Aransas.
Well, that's boring. I mean, Port Aransas.
Yeah, so that didn't happen, which is fine. San Antonio's cool. If you haven't been, there's a lot of great architecture, great food, great parties, and it was awesome.
Apparently a haunted hotel.
Yeah.
Which I'm not buying.
And a ghost tour. We went on a ghost tour.
Boy.
Of course you did.
That was awesome.
But that's a nice dovetail into Port Aransas.
Yes.
We've had some bad weather, folks. We've had 2 hurricanes. Irma, Harvey. We're based here in Austin, so we feel for the Houston folks who are still dealing with Harvey. We have Irma going through Florida right now. It ripped through the Caribbean islands as a Category 5, just decimated some of those. But also, there are wildfires burning on the other side of the country, and Mexico had a 7.8, a tiny 7.8 magnitude earthquake.
So the world's coming to an end.
So the world is coming to an end. That's the deal, folks. The world's coming to the end, and
we love you, and we love softball,
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's
so,
the deal.
In all seriousness, for any families, players, or teams affected in those areas, please feel free to reach out to us at FloSoftball@FloSports.tv. We're more than happy to help those in need, and we're always there for the softball community, and the softball community is there for us. So you let us know what we can do to help friends, families, neighbors in those affected areas, because in some of those areas, like in Houston, in Beaumont, even in Texas, and in the Naples area, in Florida, just complete devastation. It's so tragic.
Yeah. We want to do our part to help the softball community, but also just think about individually what you can do, whether it's donations, whether it's time, whether it's money, whatever, to help. We can really come together as individuals and help these folks. So that's the deal with that.
Yep. So prayers out to everybody in the Northwest and
Southeast,
in Florida,
and South,
and in Texas, and in
Caribbean, Mexico, everywhere. And there was flooding. There was flooding over in Asia too. I forget where. It was the whole world. We're really thinking of you, and we're praying for you. The whole thing.
But we're gonna lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since we've brought Here's the Deal to you, but we're going to talk way too early rankings. Are you ready for this, Sarah?
Folks, is it ever really too early to talk about rankings?
Not.
It's not. Brittany, is it ever?
No.
No, it's not.
Let's do it.
Brittany says so. We're good. So we're going to give you our top 5.
Top 5.
And then we'll just kind of debate amongst ourselves.
Okay. And feel free, you guys chime in.
Please. We want to hear your top 5.
We want to hear your top 5. So,
would you like to kick us off?
I will do the honors. Let's see. It's a no-brainer for me. for number 1.
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Boomer Sooners.
Oklahoma.
Boomer Sooners.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, no chance.
I mean, do we need to even talk about the depth and talent of this team?
I really don't think we have to. I think everybody gets it.
Yeah.
I would, my thing with the Sooners, are we going to have the first three-peat since, I think, the early 90s?
I think so.
UCLA did it.
I think so.
That's the discussion I'm having with myself about OU. Like,
and?
are we going to, oh, yeah. No question. Like, they literally, it's basically the same team coming back again, plus more. So, but yeah, okay. So, OU, unanimous for all of us here in the room.
OU, number 1. Number 2, I'm going to go with Florida.
Yep.
And I know that they lost Delaney Gorley, but I still think they have one of the best pitching staffs in the country.
They've been...
I mean, Kelly Barnhill is... I mean, she's proven that she just keeps getting better and better every year. And then you still have Alicia Ocasio, who's a freak of nature, who could pretty much do anything. If she decided like she wanted to play volleyball tomorrow, I'm pretty sure that she could
do it
and do it.
I'm pretty sure.
You know, like I wouldn't be surprised if she was like on American Ninja like 5 years from now.
Yeah. When 2 years from now, when when she's out, she'll be on American Ninja Warrior. But Florida's a solid number 2. All right, number 3.
Number 3, Oregon.
Okay.
Obviously, they've got another strong recruiting class. They lose Nikki Udria, which will be interesting to see who will fill the shortstop role. But I think offensively and in the circle, they're going to be dynamite. I mean, they didn't lose a pitcher. And both those freshmen who are very talented got a year under their belt, and I would imagine that they will be even better this year. And not to mention that they have Kleisty, who now has like World Series experience along with the other two. So,
all right, Ches is giving the Ducks some love here at number 3. Number 4.
Number 4, UCLA with the number 1 recruiting class. Rachel Garcia's back. They're going to have a healthy Aaliyah Jordan back. You've got Bubba Nichols. Now, they do lose Delaney Spalding, but I just think, with the athletes that they recruit, they're so dynamic. I mean, you had Bubba Nichols, who pretty much can play anywhere. And, could we see her at shortstop?
Maybe.
That might happen.
Distinct possibility that could happen.
But then you have the Perez sisters with Brianna and Kylie, who are going to be dynamite. I'd like to see the two sister combo up the middle.
They just have, like you said, they have athletes. They have athletes that they can put anywhere, and that's a huge asset.
And just think about what this team has done, in the past year.
Exactly.
Like every time when we think they're out, here they come again.
For the last 2 seasons, I was like, they're not making the win, and they've done it every time. They've just put my foot in my mouth for the last 2 years. So I have not made that mistake with my number 5 this year. But Ches can give us 5.
So for the number 5 spot, I'm going with Florida State.
Yeah, this is the interesting one.
Now I know people are like, well, they didn't make the World Series. Yes, I know that. And I know that they have a really bitter taste in their mouth. Now, Kylie Hansen transfers from FAU, fills a really crucial role in their pitching staff after losing Jessica Burrows. And you know what? They are still strong defensively. You still got Jessica Warren, I think is like the best third baseman in the country. Callie Harrod at short, a team with a lot of experience. And I just don't feel like they're going to make that same mistake going into next year or this next upcoming season.
Yeah, it's a ballsy pick, like you said, because they didn't make the Women's College World Series, and you've left out 4 teams. You've left out 4 teams that did make the Women's College World Series out of your top 5.
I understand.
I like it. I like the boldness. I like where you're going with it.
I am bold.
She's very bold. Don't let her size fool you, folks. She's very bold.
Very bold.
So my top 5, OU, obviously number 1. We've had that discussion. They're going to three-peat. We're not having that discussion. Number 2, I'm going with Oregon. Florida's loss of Gorley for me is going to be a big one. I think. I know they still have Barnhill. I know they still have Ocasio. But we've questioned their offense before. I just don't. I think Oregon's my number 2.
I can see that.
They have Ballant, Elish, Kleist.
Yep.
I loved Oregon last year. I knew they were young. I think they got their knocks in last year. They still made it to the Women's College World Series. They were strong. They're my number 2. Number 3 is Florida. Florida's a solid team.
Yeah.
I mean, they played OU really tough.
And I think they're better offensively this year.
Yeah, I agree.
With the incoming freshmen, I think they're going to be stronger.
I agree. And Tim Walton knows how to win. Like, he's a fantastic coach. I wouldn't count them out. I mean, those top 3, it could go, well, 2 and 3 could go either way. OU's number 1.
Yep.
Number 4, I'm going with A&M.
Bold.
They didn't lose anybody.
Yes.
Like, and they're all a year older.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have Walters, you have Samantha Shao. I like how A&M looks. You know, they haven't.
They were in my bubble. They were on the bubble.
They're in the number 6 for you.
Yeah, I just I went with a stronger offensive team.
Yeah.
And the question for me for them is how strong is their pitching going to be down the road?
Yeah.
And now that this year they're going to switch sides on the SEC, so they're going to have a much tougher schedule going into the 2017-18 schedule, which I think plays into their success in postseason.
That's the point I was just going to make, because their schedule is going to be way tougher. They kind of went through the fire last year in the Women's College World Series, and I think it's given them the experience they need to handle that tougher schedule. But that's my big question mark with A&M. That's I'm a little hesitant at number 4, but I'm still going with them there. Mm-hmm. But that's my hesitation. I want to see how they handle that harder schedule.
Okay.
And then number 5 is UCLA for me. Number 1 recruiting class. Those athletes, for all the reasons Ches just mentioned, like they're a top 5 team for me. See, UCLA, I'm not making the same mistake 3 years in a row. You're in my top 5 to begin with. So
we learn sometimes.
Sometimes it takes me a couple times, but
it takes me a couple times. I'm always kind of battling with.
We may be bold, but sometimes we're not very smart.
All right, Brittany, you are up.
I'm riding that Boomer Sooner train, Sarah.
Yep.
And I've got to give it to you
Sooner.
Because last season, Ches and I kind of gave up on them.
You sure did.
And you stuck with them.
I sure did.
And so
give up is a strong word. I'm not sure.
It's 2 words.
We lost a little bit.
Zing. So right.
She'll learn. Yeah. She'll remember that for next time. We're fast
Oklahoma's number 1. 2, Oregon, I flip-flopped Oregon and Florida. So Ches had Florida second. I have Florida second.
Flip-flopper.
Yeah, she is a
They're coming off.
Jeez.
They're going to be eye on the prize this year. UCLA, I have 3. Like Ches said, Brie Perez is coming in. Mm-hmm. She's got her sister there. You don't mess with sister duos. And I would like to see them both playing on the field together.
Just so everybody knows, we have a Connor's sister duo here at Flo Sports. So Brittany's with softball, and her sister is with Flo marching. So we have our own sister duo here.
Yep.
And you don't mess with the Connors.
The roots run deep.
They do.
Yeah.
I don't have a sister, so
I don't either.
It's okay, guys.
All right, so UCLA's 3. Number 4?
3. 4 is Oregon. They are going to be crazy. Just seeing their speed, like Alexis Mack last year, watching her play at the World Series. She's a dominant little fast person. I think she's going to come out and do a lot for the Ducks this year. And then 5, Sarah, I could put A&M up there as well.
I like where you're at. I like where your head's at.
Yeah, they're not losing anyone. They are building a new stadium. Joe Evans is just amazing.
Yeah, she got that extension.
Yep.
Very good points.
They're just hyped up.
Brand new stadium. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see it.
Yep.
Yeah. They're just down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, switch topics a little bit, but who do you think is going to be the most impactful transfer this year? I know, I kind of threw it in there.
Boy, yeah, you're throwing a little, I got to scroll down here.
Mm-hmm. So you got Kylie Hansen, FAU.
Yeah.
Carly Wallace
at Baylor.
Alyssa Dalton goes to Louisiana Lafayette.
Yeah. You also have Sydney Smith.
Yep.
She's going to Minnesota. Who everybody remembers my indignation last year at how Minnesota's season ended. Mm-hmm. Gronewagen is gone, but Sydney Smith maybe could fill those shoes.
I think she's capable.
I think we also
put up good numbers.
Yeah, she has.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have Parker Conrad going from Mizzou to OU.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The most impactful transfer, I really think it's FSU's.
Kylie Hansen.
Yeah. Because we lost Burrows.
Yeah.
We got Kylie Hansen. She was had phenomenal numbers last year at FAU. It's just a matter of going from FAU to Florida State. Coming into a bit Power 5 conference. That's my question, but it's really not a question. She's phenomenal.
Yeah. Hey, and if you're watching right now, let us know who you think is going to be. Who's going to make the biggest impact this year? Transferring.
Yeah. I think Carly Wallace going to Baylor is very interesting. Would not have.
I thought she was going to go to OU.
Well, and she's a West Coast girl, right?
Yeah. Well, I just know how much she loves winning.
Yeah.
She's kind of. I mean, maybe she digs the country lifestyle.
Maybe it's a possibility. But I don't think it would be the most impactful because I think Baylor lost quite a bit. I don't think they're going to bounce back to where they were last year. So I think it's Henson.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you, and that's just like a position specific type role. But they definitely add tremendous depth to that bullpen, adding Hansen, who offers something much different from the other 3 pitchers that they have. I think they have like 3 or 4, maybe.
The staff.
Yeah, the staff. So it'll be interesting to see. And I'm just curious to see what are the trends for transfers over the last 5 years.
Yeah. It would be very interesting. Be very interesting to see. Brittany, do we have anybody chiming in on top 5s or transfers?
Yes, we do. Someone named Nick Turina says LSU for 1 through 5.
Oh, who's that guy?
Oh, that guy.
That guy.
Sounds familiar. His last name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I just can't quite put my finger on.
Look, if I remember correctly, Nick, you told us not to put you guys in the top 5 because it was like a curse.
Yeah,
so you're welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
You're welcome.
We're not going to even talk about LSU because LSU made the World Series. They just lose Jaquish, Landry, and
the second baseman,
Quinn. Those are big losses.
Those are huge.
They have a good recruiting class. We're gonna see, but
they still
Nick,
have, still have Hoover and
exactly.
Jasper.
We're doing you a favor, Nick. We're just gonna wait until May to start talking about LSU.
Exactly.
We also have from Ashley. Where did she go? She said Oklahoma, Florida, LSU, Alabama, and then Georgia.
I think she was talking to Nick.
Maybe.
I think Ashley and Nick were talking.
Yeah, I think you two are in cahoots.
I do. I think so. With LSU at 3.
Oh my goodness! And then UCLA for all 5, and then a lot of people are saying, "How do you feel about Washington?"
Washington
is
my bubble.
Great topic.
Yep.
We were talking about Washington, and obviously you have a pitching staff that returned that was very successful, but losing Ali Aguilar and Casey Stengel, I think it's going to take a little time. You're talking about losing your 3-4 hitters, which is not easy to replace.
No.
So, I mean, Ali Aguilar is like one of the best shortstops in the country.
Yeah.
And
her offensive numbers.
It's just so hard to replace.
Yeah.
But will they be there at the College World Series? They could definitely be there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's
a definite possibility. Can I say that?
Yeah.
It definite possibility. Really committing to that one.
Yeah.
But they were my number 6. If I'm making a top 10 too early rankings, they're number 6 for me. But
Tara Novello, she's legit.
She is legit.
And then
she's
you have
a
Maddie Shriver.
Yeah.
Right behind her.
Yeah. They're gonna have a great team for sure.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing Morgan Flores shine.
Yeah. I think it's her year.
Yep. I think it's her year too.
Anybody else?
What about Zachary has Tennessee for number 5?
Tennessee for number 5. Oh, Maddie Moss.
So we've always talked about Tennessee, and on paper they look so strong, and then at the end it's just kind of fizzles. But I would say, next year they'll be better. Actually, it's this year that I think Sprang the lefty pitcher from Georgia Impact, goes. So they're going to have depth in their pitching staff. They still have Megan Gregg.
Yeah, she was a
who's
monster.
literally like one of the best hitters in the country. I mean, she's got a big girl swing.
Zachary, I like where your head's at here with Tennessee.
Not quite top 5 in my mind.
No, not top 5 for me either, but I don't think we talked about them enough.
I think they could make a case for top 10, but
yeah,
we'll see.
What's their schedule going to be like? They had a pretty tough schedule last year, right?
I think it was so-so.
It was so-so.
I mean, it's tough if you're in the SEC. It's hard
tough.
to say that's so-so, but like SEC is like pretty tough.
It's true. Mm-hmm. It's true.
Going to the Pac-12. What about Arizona?
Ooh, Arizona's.
I like
Sarah,
Arizona.
you start.
I'm going to start with Arizona. They should have been in the Women's College World Series last year. They just choked. So they lose.
Yeah.
They lose some big timers, but I have faith in their underclassmen.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to bet against Candrea this year. I think when something that like what happened to them last year happens to a team, they're going to show up the next season. I know O'Toole's gone. I know Malga's gone.
Keep going.
I know. I'm not gonna. I don't need to name them all. I know they're gone.
Mercado's gone.
I know they're gone.
Perez is gone.
But I don't care. They're in my top 10.
I mean, almost the entire left side is gone.
Remember how everybody
and you're talking about somebody who was on the verge of breaking the home run record, who's not there. And you're talking about 2 of the leading RBI producers on the team. You tell me how you're going to make up like 100 RBIs.
We'll see. They have Mike Candrea. You going to bet against Mike Candrea?
Mike Candrea can't play for them.
So Chaz and I have different opinions on Arizona. But
I mean, there's no doubt he's like one of the best coaches to ever coach the game. But to your point on their underclassmen, yes, they are extremely talented. Jessica Harper, Deja Mulapula, and then
keep going.
You bring in Palomino, hopefully healthy.
Yep.
And then you have some freshmen who didn't get too much playing time, but I would see them getting more playing time this year. So they're going to be strong, but it's just too hard. How do you replace O'Toole, who's now on a little team called Team USA? Just going to put that out there. You lose O'Toole, Malga, Mercado, and Perez. And bowling.
What's the trend that we've seen the last let's say 2 years in the Women's College World Series? Youth has won. OU was a bunch of freshmen when they won in 2016. There were a bunch of sophomores when they won last year. Oregon went to the Women's College World Series with a bunch of freshmen last year. Arizona, I see you.
Tiffany says Mike knows what to do.
Tiffany knows what's up. Let's get Tiffany on the show.
Yeah.
No, so Arizona, it'll be interesting to see.
Hey, good point.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. It's going to boil down to their pitching because offensively they're going to handle business. Like aside from losing those 2 key RBI producers and that one little table setter.
Minor details, folks.
But those girls can swing it, like flat out. Yeah, they could swing it.
All right. Anything else?
Bruce says Ole Miss ?
They're going to be strong. Not quite top 5.
Yeah, not top 5, but they're. I guess you can call them a dark horse, maybe, but not with the season. I wouldn't call them a dark horse. They're very much
a gray horse.
Gray horse.
Yeah, we'll go with the gray horse, like a marbled horse.
Yeah.
No, I like Ole Miss. I want to see what they can do. I'm excited for. I wouldn't put them top 5 right now, but I'm excited for the season they're going to have.
Do you think Alabama will have any better of an offense this year?
Oh boy.
This is coming from Zachary.
Zachary.
Oh,
he's really with some great inputs on the show today.
Oh,
Zachary.
wow. Well, we know this. Pitching is going to be solid. You've got Osorio, so you always have a chance. Offensively, I think they get a little bit better, but not by a lot. I mean, you lose McClenny, and they weren't as strong as what we've seen in the past. And I just think that they have and they lose Demi Turner. So Wow, that's tough.
Yeah, I think Alabama is kind of like Michigan a little bit. They need a couple year or two to kind of rebuild a little bit, in my mind. But
yeah, I think they have too many holes in their offense.
Occasionally, I'm wrong, so we'll see. But
Occasionally,
occasionally,
Whatevs.
anything else?
Deanna, going into the next conversation, she said, I missed the Auburn conversation,
Yeah.
which, Deanna, you have not.
Wow,
We were saving it.
we're saving that one for last.
God, what a can of worms.
You know, real. I want to talk about Auburn with their recruits. They
Yes.
have the number 2 recruiting class.
They do.
But I'm wondering how much of this is going to affect that recruiting class. You know, they have great talent coming in. I don't know if that talent is going to, you know.
It to me, it depends on the stability of the coaching staff.
Yeah.
And if the players like walk into that locker room and don't feel like they're at home, or there's like constantly tension throughout the entire season,
Yeah.
I think we might see more players leave. But we also don't know all the facts.
We don't know all the facts yet.
That report hasn't been released. Right now, all we have are interviews from Alexa Nemeth.
We know Scott Woodard is the interim.
Yes.
We know that, and we know what Alexa Nemeth is saying in her interviews.
Yes.
Sounds
quite damaging. But it's like it's tough because, like I said earlier, it's just all the facts haven't been revealed, and at this point, we can't really choose a side because we don't have those facts.
No, and
you had a couple points to make.
Auburn hasn't put anything out yet, so you're right. We can't really choose a side here.
Yeah,
I do have.
Otherwise, we're just speculating.
Yeah. I will say we've gotten some comments about people saying like this has been illegal activity. All these girls are over 18. You know, age of consent in most states is 18. Some states it's even 17. So this isn't a legality issue. Like nothing that happened was illegal. Was it wrong if it happened? Absolutely. Like I'm sure by NCAA law rules, you know, Auburn rules, morality, if we want to go there, like it was wrong. But let's be factual. Like it wasn't illegal, most likely, because all these girls were of the age of consent. Another thing that we've seen a lot of in our comments is kind of blaming the girls for the young women for coming forward with these reports. Which is just asinine to me. I really don't understand. That's kind of going into like the blame the victim mentality, which is garbage. You know, if inappropriate behavior happened between a coach and a player or players, you better believe I would expect the players to speak up about it. And the fact that we're blaming these girls for causing drama is just absurd and really quite angering.
Yeah. And what Sarah's commenting on is that, you know, we put out the report and there were just a number of comments that were just kind of disturbing to us as far as the, you know, what people were saying about these potential victims. And it's really unfair. And you wonder why some of these girls don't even like report some of these incidences is because you know, we're so quick to like place the blame on them rather than
try to find the facts, right?
Exactly.
Like, we don't know the facts yet, right? But we need to find out the facts before we're gonna accuse someone of causing drama when in reality they might just be doing the exact thing that they should do.
Yeah.
You know, if I would have been a player, you know, that saw these text messages or experienced some of this sexual harassment, you better believe, you know, if I weren't the team captain, I would have gone to the team captain and be like, hey, like we need to do something about this. And if I were the captain, like take it to the coach, take it to the ADs, like you got to escalate this. This is a serious matter. So yeah, it was kind of mind-boggling to me that we were blaming these girls and saying that they were causing drama, regardless of what their previous character has been, especially with a matter this heavy. So those were kind of the legality thing and the blaming the victim to me were very interesting comments that we had coming in.
What do you think is going to happen with the potential recruits? Well, recruits in general.
I don't think that they have a very stable position right now. Auburn as a school, they had, Corey left very, very abruptly, and then the whole marijuana scandal happened, and then Clinton retires very abruptly. That's a lot of instability, and it's going to be for each one of these players and their families to make the decision. Scott Woodard is a very capable coach, but it's a little bit of a shitstorm right now. In my opinion, when I'm looking at it, and if I were a potential recruit, I'd be like, it's a little messy down there right now.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. It's a lot of speculation.
Yeah.
But
I'm curious. Yeah. I really want to read that report.
Yeah, I'm waiting. We haven't heard anything really from anybody besides Alexa Nemeth. Yeah, we haven't heard anything from Corey. We haven't heard anything from Clint since his retirement announcement. We haven't heard anything from Auburn.
And Nemeth didn't name any names. So, and it's been 5 players that have made anonymous complaints.
Yeah. Yeah, her interview is that we have on the site is about 8 minutes long.
Yeah, there's another new one that came out about a couple days ago. Yeah, with more detail as far as like some of the conversations going on. At practice, which I was pretty shocked when I watched. But it's really unfair to do the he said she said without any type of like real evidence.
True. It's very true. Yeah, it's kind of hard to maintain a level of neutrality here because we're only hearing one side right now. But yeah, it's messy.
And it looks like it's going to run pretty deep into the actual like investigating how the AD handled the situation. I don't know. It's really messy.
Yeah, it sure is. Brittany, we got anything? You got anything for us?
Deanna says, I love that the girls stuck together. Tiffany says we should be empowering them, not criticizing them.
Yep.
And like Sarah said, it has turned into kind of a victim blaming thing as far as social media goes. And we saw that happen during the whole marijuana scandal. Yep. People immediately said really bad things about Haley Fagan, and then it turned out she didn't even have marijuana in her system.
Yeah, they all tested negative, correct? Yeah.
You just
if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah. It's too early to know what really happened.
Yeah. Completely agree.
Wow.
That's
it.
The deal. That's what we got. That's the deal. That's the deal on 2 early rankings. That's the deal on Auburn. And that's the deal on hurricanes, wildfires, and earthquakes.
Anything else?
We touched it all here, folks, today.
Yeah. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it is. I don't like this no deal business.
Yeah.
That's no.
We need the deal.
We'll give you the deal.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us.
We have Hot 100.
Yeah, we got Hot 100.
That's the newest deal.
Well, we've got Faster to First this weekend.
Faster to First, that's a new deal.
And then we've got Hot 100 2020 rankings starting next week, people.
Next week.
We've had an overwhelming amount of nominations this year.
Overwhelming is the correct word.
Yes.
There.
So we needed an extra week to kind of vet this entire list because there's a lot of great athletes in this class. And we're excited. We've added Amanda Freed to the Hot 100 research team.
Yeah.
So look forward to possibly having her on the show.
Yeah, let's get her on.
In a couple weeks.
Get her on.
Talk about some of these recruits. Exciting things over here at FloSoftball.
Brittany's getting married.
Getting married.
Woo.
There's a lot going on.
Staying here for
Brent's
a couple
getting
weeks.
married.
And Brent's getting married.
Brent is getting, yes. Half of the FloSoftball team is getting married, folks.
Yeah.
Except for me and Sarah.
Except for us. So we'll be here giving you the deal as single people.
You're not single.
Well, yeah, but I'm not
Sarah.
married.
I don't think Sarah would agree with that.
Unmarried people.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're good.
Yeah.
I think
All
that's the
right.
deal.
Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.